Hey guys, welcome back to my channel after a long break here. This video is about courtside pickleball, this little pickleball venue that I built. So I'm going to concentrate mostly on the court surface and some of the finishes. I'm going to skip over like all of the framing and other junk like painting that you see here. So did a lot of acoustical treatment here, put up panels, a lot of treatment that absorbs like 100% of the sound because I really want it to be a comfortable space. Built this huge hexagon wall next to the court because I thought it'd be cool, and this wood beam ceiling system. So skipping all of that, and I'm just going to get right to the court. But I will say up front, I apologize for the audio because I'm on vacation and I'm doing this on my laptop with AirPods. But all right, so here I'm laying out the court, snapping lines, and then I'm spraying a clear sealer over the lines. That is a machine for shot blasting the floor. For indoor concrete, usually that's like a smooth warehouse finish, and that does not bond to like the real nice surfacing product that I want to put on there. So we have to shot blast it, and you can see all the little BBs there because it literally just shoots BBs at the surface and roughs it up, kind of makes it like exterior concrete, but then that gives you a real nice surface to bond to with the acrylic surfacing that I'm putting on there. So there's several steps to doing this right. Here's all my products and some of my new tools here for doing this. I mean, it's everything from like priming and patching to different types of paint and surfacers. So we'll go through it one thing at a time here. First thing I have to do is just patch the entire floor. But before that, I'm actually just priming wherever I'm going to put the patch binder down so it just bonds to the floor well. And then I've got to get this fairly precise mix of that patch binder, Portland cement, and then silica sand. Silica sand is like super thin, 40-60 mesh. So that's why I'm wearing a respirator because you don't want to breathe anything in that is that fine. So then just spreading it on after it's mixed up good. It's a real thin mix, goes on nice and smooth. The particular product that I had went on green, and then when it dried, it was much darker. So it was kind of nice. You could see when it was dry. So like you can see here, like the thicker parts are a different color green, and because they're not dry yet. You can kind of see like all these pocketing or whatever, because when you shot blast the floor might look good, and then after you shot blast it, it really reveals any weaknesses in the surface and it peels all of that off, which is good. You want just anything that's left is very solid. What I don't show is a ton of scraping afterwards to just even out all the edges. The next step is just priming the whole floor, because after this, we use this surfacing acrylic product. And so this is some sort of primer for acrylic products and helps everything bond well. And you can see it just dries right away and kind of disappears. Okay, here's the first real layer of the surface. It's actually called surfacer. It's a thick base that goes down and really helps smooth out a lot of inconsistencies in the floor. It's mixed with water there, and so it gets a little smoother, but it's still very thick as it goes on. So I'm starting with a trowel there along the wall just to get it started, to do the neat work there. And then once we're out away from the wall, I can use the big squeegee to kind of just pull a lot of that along and smooth it out. Incidentally, all these products are system, I think it was TCS it's called. And then there's another brand. If you just Google pickleball surfacing systems, they come up. But this is actually TCS, which you might have saw on the buckets. I think the instructions had said that this would probably dry in several hours, depending on your conditions. And I I think I came in the next morning and it was quite wet still. I literally gave it a couple days to be sure, maybe more. Maybe I put it on a little too thick, but it took a long time for me.
Okay, good morning. It is Memorial Day. Here's the court. I've got, well, just to take you through it quick, we shot blasted it. We cleaned it good. I used this patch binder on it. I primed the low spots and cracks and stuff where we were going to apply the patch binder. Mixed up the patch binder with silicone sand, Portland cement, and the binder itself, which is like kind of this milky liquid. Anyways, patched that all, then scraped it, which was a huge job, just kind of scraping all the edges, feathering everything, because I had a lot of patching to do. The shot blasting just kind of released a lot of loose spots in the concrete that I didn't know were there. So, uh, yeah, so it's Monday and Memorial Day. Saturday, applied the surfacing coat, and it looks pretty good. There's, I don't know. I mean, there's still some. You just apply it with a squeegee, so it's not. It's a long ways from perfect. So I guess I'm thinking maybe I should have a second coat of this, but I've got 2 coats of paint we're gonna apply, which may do a little bit to feather it out also. So we're gonna go for it. I've got the first coat is just all blue, and then the second coat is blue and green, depending on where you're at on the court. So got everything re-taped off, re-masked off. I had it obviously for the black, and I was afraid that if I just let it completely dry, it was gonna like peel up what I did at the edge and stuff. So I peeled all that up after I did the black, just put it all back down. We're doing a 28 by 60 area. Court is obviously 20 by 44, so for our setup, we have 4 feet on either side of the court, and then 8 feet on each end. So, by myself right now. So, the paint you don't have to add anything to. The surfacer you have to add water to. The paint already has the sand in it; it's ready to use. So you basically just have to mix it up with a paddle and go. So I'm gonna put. Well, first I'm gonna mark out. I'm worried that I have enough of this stuff. Like I did the calculations, and I need like a coverage of 69 square feet per gallon, and in the bucket says you'll get 60 to 75. And in my experience with paint, like I usually get a little less than what they say. So I'm gonna mark. I've done the math. Like I need so many. I need each gallon or each 5-gallon bucket to go so many feet down the court at that 28-foot width. So I'm gonna mark that out so I can kind of stay on top of that if I need to be thinner or whatever. Thicker would be good to try and absorb this stuff. I just don't think I'm gonna have much extra product. So I'll probably have to keep it thinner than I may want to, but we'll see what it looks like after the first coat. Go from there. So, all right, let's go.
So this stuff, when you blend it up, it mixes in all the sand and junk that's in the bottom. It's a highly durable, like outdoor paint, but it has a lot of sand and stuff in it, which gives it that tread and that traction. So same deal. I'm starting at the wall with a trowel, and then I switch to the squeegee and pull it along and go as smooth as I can. It's the first court I've ever done, but it wasn't too bad. It worked out pretty good as far as the squeegeeing went. I ended up having plenty of blue paint for the first coat, and so here I am taking the paint out for the second coat. It's pretty dark the first coat because I think the black kind of still shines through or comes through from the first coat. Because after I put the second coat on, it became much more blue, more true to its color, lighter. It is true too that just every coat of product really smoothed out the surface even more. The surfacer is the thickest part, and that did the most. But even the layers of the paint seem to help too. All right, so here I am snapping white lines for the marking out the playing area, so I could tape that off. And so I had this special tape that would seal good against a kind of a rough surface like this is. I was afraid that the green might bleed out from underneath the tape, which wouldn't be a huge deal because you have a 2-inch white line you're putting down. But I was just trying to keep things as neat as possible. So just like with the border on the big court, I'm using rosin paper here, and I did not have any trouble with the rosin paper. Like the rosin paper would get soaked with paint and it still didn't come through, so it worked well to protect the layer underneath. And here we are with the green. The paint's nice because you don't have to add anything; it's just ready to go. But you do have to paddle and mix it up good because of the sand and stuff that I already talked about. So same process here. Just I'm just dumping out lines of it and then pulling and spreading and keeping it as smooth as possible. I had plenty of the green paint, so I went ahead and did 2 coats of that as well. I think I only show the first coat here. So actually on the playing surface, there's actually 4 coats of paint. two blue and two green over the surfacer. And I pulled up the rosin paper between every coat because I was just afraid that it would dry onto the paper, and then when I pull the paper up, it might, affect the edge. So here we are after all the coats are done, and we're just cleaning up and getting ready for lines. Snap some new white chalk lines as a guideline for my tape machine. And then the tape machine's pretty cool because it just puts down two parallel lines, the exact width apart, which I think was 2 inches. So then here I'm just cutting out where they overlap, cleaning up that up. And then the first coat of this is a sealer. And the reason they do that is because it seals kind of underneath the tape. And then when you put on the paint doesn't bleed under the tape, and it just makes these nice crisp lines. So it's a two-step process. And here's the paint going on. So the two-step process just makes a nice crisp white edges. So as soon as you get that painted, basically you want to pull up the tape. You don't want to let that dry, so you're pulling that up when it's still wet, and then the court's done. Just add a net and you got it. The rest of the floor in the building was just exposed concrete. I had patched it, and then I just put a few coats of sealer over it and just kind of left it a natural wet-like finish, which actually I've appreciated that. It's really easy to clean. The court is not so easy because it's a rough surface. All right, so after the court, I cut out our logo here. That's just literally layers of plywood laminated together that I CNC'd out. And then I sprayed them with orange and blue paint to match our logo, and just using an HVLP um, sprayer there for a fine finish. And there we just skipped ahead to see them all done and have it on the floor there ready to go up, and then finally on the wall. So turned out good. I also wanted to make some cabinets for the kitchen there that kind of looked modern and cool and commercial, kind of fit the vibe. And so those are made out of gray laminate with MDF core. And so, yeah, I designed, cut, and assembled those, installed them, and here you can kind of see the finished product, kind of just a simple kitchen there with an oven and microwave and fridge. We bought that orange fridge early on, thinking it'd be cool before any of this was really built, and looked at it and thought, "Oh man, I don't know if that might be a little too much." But honestly, it really fits the space great. People love the fridge. So you might have noticed that picture on the wall. I built this large canvas frame and painted kind of an impressionistic picture of somebody just taking a uh, backhand shot, and so. Got that up on the wall, and it's kind of just a nice original addition. I want to do a lot of unique things like that for the space. And so next I made this table. I call it the pickle table because it is etched and inlaid with epoxy to look exactly to scale of an actual pickleball court. So it's pretty cool, which is an Amazon base. Next, we put up this multi-ball system, which is an interactive playing surface on the wall. It's really cool. You can watch TV or put anything on it you want, but it is this interactive playing system. And so there's pickleball games, there's other sports, there's kids' games. It's just a great addition to the space and keeps a lot of people busy. All right, and then we put a sign on the building, and that's about it. That is Courtside, my pickleball venue. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.